Hi, in this tutorial, we will take a look at the new project template system introduced inside of Extension Pack 5R4. The project template system allows you to save a project state and use it as a template in other scenes. So for example, here I could just save this under templates as a new project template, give this a name, for example, my base Arnold project, make various adjustments and save a template of this. In another project, I can now easily apply my template. Templates can also be automatically imported when you create a new project, making it very easy and fast to start a project the way you want it. Saving a new project template is done via the File Templates dialog Save Project Template. The location where Mari will save these templates to is determined by a path preference. So we go to the preferences, go to the path, and at the bottom we have the project template setting. This setting will default to a location in your Mari user directory where Mari also saves its config files to. Inside the Saved Project Template dialog, you can give the template a name in the description, and you can also make various choices for settings. For example, if you use Save Selected Nodes only the selected nodes inside of your node graph will be saved into the template. Similarly, if you save paint data and the node graph has, for example, paint nodes, or your layer stack has layers with paint data, the image information from these layers or nodes will be saved into the template. If you do not save paint data, which is the default, then any paint node or layer will come in empty or transparent when you re-import the template. If you click on the splitter on the right side, you'll be able to define which parts of the template will be loaded once you re-import it into a project, either manually or automatically on project creation. So you can, for example, say if you want to load the node graph, restore your light rig, restore cameras, or restore your view configuration, so if your grid is visible, what shader mode you're on, etc. You can also save or restore a snapshot of your preferences. So you can select which parts of your preferences you want to store. The template system will store all these settings, regardless if they're active or not. However, this way you can define what should be loaded by default. You'll always be able to change what is loaded, so you don't have to worry too much about making a right or wrong choice here. You can just change it later when you actually load the template in. Importing a template can be done via the Import Project Template option. Here you will get an overview over all of your local templates, as well as any templates that have been deployed via your pipeline. So here, for example, you can see this specific template has been added via an environment variable. It will always show up with this mark as pipeline. We will cover how to add templates via environment variable later in this tutorial. Now, if you select a template, you will be once again presented with the different options of what to import from this template. So you can restore nodes, light rigs, projectors, your view configuration, and preferences. You can also apply this to all objects in your scene. So if you have multiple objects, this template would get imported into each of these objects. And you can also choose to clear the existing node graphs first of any object. So this would mean basically your object would be completely blank, just consist of geometry, and then any node graph from the template would be imported into it. Last but not least, we have the template location and an information what Mari and extension pack version this template was saved in. If you click on the View button, you will go straight to the folder where this template exists. Using the Manage Template dialog, you're able to delete and rename specific templates on your local disk or whatever the folder is pointing to in your preferences. So you can delete or rename them, and you can also edit the default import settings. So once again, this same dialog you've seen a few times already, where you can set your preferred imports for either manual imports or automatic imports. If you edit the default import settings of a template that is within the folder that is defined in your preferences, these settings will be directly saved into the template. If you edit a template that is marked with a pipeline tag, then you will write an override file. So you will not change the original template that is in the folder where the environment variable points to, but you will just have a local override for your own personal preferences of settings. Finally, we are able to define which template to import when we create a new project. So here, for example, you can see this example project template is marked as import. So whenever I create a new project, this template will be imported. I can toggle this off, so now nothing will be imported when I create a new project, or just set a different one. You can also see there's a recommended import here. The recommended import is also defined by an environment variable, so in this case your pipeline has a recommended template that you should use. So by default this will be enabled, and you will see when you choose your own template, okay, I'm using a custom one, but this should be the one I should be using. If you wish to roll out templates to multiple people in your department, it is best to define them within an environment variable. There are two environment variables that the template system will understand, one to add templates and one to define a default template that should be imported whenever your artists set up a new project. To save templates into an environment variable location, you can either manually copy templates over into a target location, or you can temporarily change your preference in the Path tab, and then point this project templates folder to the location of your environment variable. So here, for example, I'm going to point it to a location that I've defined via an environment variable. And now whenever I save a new template, I will get a message telling me that I'm saving to the same location that an environment variable points to. Now, when you save a new template, you should define what kind of settings you want the user to inherit from this template. So you can do this, as we've seen previously in this tutorial, either directly in the save template options here. So you can define the default imports, or you can also go into your manage template section and manage the templates directly in here. And again, you will get this warning telling you that this is a template that is used by an environment variable. So any change here will be permanent in this template. Well, not permanent, because the user will still be able to overwrite it. So users can set custom overrides even for pipeline templates. Now, if you define a default template here, this will only be for yourself, for your current environment. So the actual recommended import will be set via the environment variable here. So this should point directly to a template folder.